Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC 305. Dricus Plessis versus Adesanaya. And if I'm not mistaken, we're in Australia for this one. And it's for the middleweight strap. This video right here is the full card breakdown and predictions. Let's go ahead and dive into it. I'll do my best not to hold y'all ear hostage for too long, as I feel like we can just breeze right through this one. Let's go ahead and talk about it, man. First fight of the night, as of right now, Stewart versus Jesus. And I'm rocking with Jesus to be the one to get this one done and not only hand Stewart his first loss, but his first loss inside the distance via submission. You understand what I'm saying to you? And listen, I get it. Stewart's 8-0. Old boy got an O next to his name. That shit looked real good. And he's looked real good in that 8-0 run. As he fucking should have, man. 8-0 up against opposition with combined records of 28 wins and 18 losses, man. He should be 8-0 with a 100% finishing rate intact, in my personal opinion. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? At least on the other side of things, the boy Jesus, man, 10-2. That's a respectable 10-2 in my personal opinion. Up against opposition with combined records of 76 wins and 19 losses. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? And with that being said, he has not been up against the highest level of opposition, just up against a higher level of opposition, and he's performed quite well on that level. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, I don't believe Jesus has an extremely high ceiling inside the UFC, especially not in this division. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I do believe he has the tools necessary to secure this victory and to get it done inside the distance in spectacular fashion and possibly, earn himself some bonus money. You understand what I'm saying to you, man? So I'm taking Jesus. I'm taking him at dog money. I like that price tag. I'll eat that up all day, every day, even on Sunday, man. He's been up against a higher level of opposition. He is, in his own right, a higher level of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I just don't think old boy's going to be able to do what he want to do in there, man. I think Jesus is going to wrap him the fuck up and get him up out of there. Moving on, Song versus Glenn. I'm rocking with Song, man. And listen, with all due respect to Ricky Glenn, these two motherfuckers, in my personal opinion, are the same level of opposition, man. They are very fucking similar in the body of work that they produce. I just more so like, I'm a little bit higher on the body of work that Song has put out over the years. You understand what I'm saying to you? Ricky Glenn can be very dangerous in certain situations, very much like a Damon Jackson. He does possess pop in his shots, very deceptively powerful with his counter hooks, and things of that nature, man. But I don't believe he's going to be able to get anything off in any department that's going to shake Song in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I do have this one going to the cards. Full 15 minutes. It's going the distance, and it's Song by unanimous decision. 2 rounds to 1. Enough said, man. Tom versus Alex. Tom's significantly, that money line is out of control. It's out of control, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's going to win the fight. All day, every day, even on Sunday, in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? It's his fight. Inside the distance in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You know what I'm saying? Whether he clips him, disconnects him from his consciousness, club and subs him, or just, finds a submission in a in some sequence, in some situation, while they're, if they find themselves tangled up, wrestling and grappling, he's long-limbed, and he can use those long limbs to his advantage by wrapping up front chokes, guillotines, man, pulling guard, throwing up on, like, the motherfucker's long-limbed, man. You know what I mean? His frame for the division, very much an advantage, man. Once again, this is another individual, in my personal opinion, that does not have a very high ceiling inside the UFC, but does secure the victory on Saturday against Alex, man. And most likely in spectacular fashion. You know what I mean? Talking funny. I think I gotta light this motherfucker up, man. You know what I mean? That gelato cake. You know what I mean? A little bit of wedding cake, a little bit of gelato 41. Boop, bow, bip. Bung, bung. Now I'm talking about Jack versus Herbert. I'm rocking with Jack. You can give me Jack, but I ain't even gonna hold you. it's probably going the full 15 minutes. It's probably going at distance, and it's going to be Jack by unanimous decision. Could very well be Jack 30-27 clean sweep across the board based off of volume, you know, significant strikes, cutting those angles, stuffing those takedowns, you know what I mean? And just keeping the fight on the feet where he's going to produce the better body of work over the course of 15. He does not. He does not. And when I tell you, I'll repeat that shit, he does not. I'll be fucking redundant. He does not want to roll around and play around on the ground or anywhere entangled close with Herbert in any way, shape, form, or fashion for any amount of time, in my personal opinion, as Herbert is hungry for a win and vicious in that department, especially early when you motherfuckers are dry and there's no sweat and there's no blood involved. You understand what I'm saying to you? So he needs to be very cautious and very clean. Cut those angles and use that movement, you know, possibly just for the whole 15, but definitely for the first 7.5 to 8 minutes before he busts Herbert open, before somebody gets cut open, or for that motherfucking sweat get the motherfucking dripping. You understand what I'm saying to you? But Jack's the pick, man. Jack's the pick most likely by unanimous decision, though. I ain't gonna hold you. I'd like to say inside the distance, but I don't know if it's gonna be that way. Who we got coming up next? Casey versus Luana, man. And it's Luana. And it's Luana the same way I had her last time. You know what I mean? You can give me Luana to get this one done inside the distance via submission. And if it goes the whole 15 minutes and Casey survives the full distance, then it's Luana undeniably by unanimous decision, man. You know what I mean? Just keep it moving, man. Josh Kibal versus Ricardo Hamos, man. And this wasn't one that came, I mean, the pick came relatively easy to me, man. But putting it down on paper, you know, putting it out there in the motherfucking world and chopping it up about it doesn't come as easily, man, because I like both of these motherfuckers and I don't like to see Josh Kibal lose, man, but I do believe Josh Kibal loses. I don't believe he's going to be able to stuff the takedowns. He might fuck around and lose this one via submission. You understand what I'm saying to you? They have similar opponents in common, but if I'm not mistaken, they both lost to those similar opponents. Like they both lost to Leroy Murphy. You can't be mad at that. They both lost to what's my man's name? Fuck, well, I can't think of his motherfucking name right now, man. Can't think of his motherfucking name off the top of my motherfucking, I can't think of it, man. But they both lost to Charles Jourdain. That's his motherfucking name, Charles Jourdain. They both lost to Leron. They both lost to Charles Jourdain. Can't really be mad at them motherfuckers for that. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I called Julian Rosa, rapping Ricardo Hamos up. Anybody that was tapped in back then, you know what I mean, got that good plus money dog pick at plus 186, I believe Julian was, when I called that on Ricardo. You know, with certain individuals, he can implement his game plan on and get that shit off with. And in certain individuals he can't. And Julian Rosa is one that he couldn't. Josh Kibal, unfortunately, is one that he can. Not as dangerous, not as proficient in the you know, jiu-jitsu department as Julian Rosa or somebody like a Joe Alvarez. You know what I mean? Certain individuals you can't implement your game on. You can't just do what you want to do with, especially early, trying to shoot in drive for takedowns, and that shit just ain't gonna fucking, you can't get that shit off on motherfuckers like that. But unfortunately for Josh Kibal, Ricardo Hamos can implement his game plan on him. He can get this man to the ground, you know what I mean? He can search for submissions, attempting to put him in compromisable positions, work that, you know, top pressure, shots off from the top, maintain that control, you know, rack up some motherfucking time. You understand what I'm saying to you? Like, he can just do whatever the fuck he wants to Josh Kibal in that department, in my personal opinion. And on the feet, in the striking department, it's competitive. It is competitive. Josh Kibal is not, I do not give him the edge there. I really don't give either one of these. And like, they're very fucking competitive in the striking department in their own right. They approach it. They approach the game a little bit differently in the way that they go about their strikes. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I think the power is like neck and neck. The speed is neck and neck. You understand what I'm saying to you? The level of opposition I'm slightly edging that to Ricardo Hamos. So I think he's just, if there's tiers in between, he's just a tier above Josh Kibal and a tier below, you know, Leron Murphy. You understand what I'm saying to you? I don't believe either one of these individuals are a tier below Charles Jourdain. They just came out on the wrong side of that motherfucker that night, which one of them's gonna come out on the wrong side of this motherfucker on Saturday night. And I got that being Josh Kibal. I know he's at home. You understand what I'm saying to you? But I believe he's going to spend too much time on his back. It's going to be too competitive on the feet. The better body of work over the course of 15 is going to be done by Ricardo Hamos. So even if it goes the distance, it's Ricardo Hamos by unanimous decision. You're not going to be able to deny it. It's going to be undeniable. Josh Kibal's only way to win this fight would be to clip him on the feet and disconnect him from his consciousness. I don't believe he's going to out-volume him, out-strike him in significant strikes or strikes attempted and landed, period. You understand what I'm saying to you? I think it's just too fucking competitive. And I just give the edge to Ricardo Hamos, man. So that's who I'm rocking with. Tafa versus Walker, whatever the fuck his name is. He don't belong here, man. You know what I mean? Listen, if we keeping it all the way a buck, man, Tafa don't belong here neither, man. You know what I mean? That's just being honest, man. If I'm gonna sit here and say one don't belong here and act like the other does, man, neither fucking one of them do, man. And if we being all the way honest, neither one of the Tafa brothers, not Junior or Justin, whatever the fuck, neither one of them belong in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? But for this low level heavyweight MMA matchup, I'm gonna take Tafa to disconnect Walker from his consciousness at some point in time within those 15 minutes, man. And Tafa's frame and the way he's built, the way them boys is built over there, I don't necessarily know how easy it's going to be for Walker to get him down, because Walker's going to want to get him down. He's not going to want to stand and strike with him. He's going to want to get him down. He's going to want to shoot for them takedowns. He's going to want to secure them takedowns. He's going to want to search for the submission, try to put him in compromisable positions, break him, crumble him, and get him the fuck up out of there. But he's just not even built like that himself. Those are his intentions. It's what he wants to do, but he's not even built like that. You know what I mean? So we all want a whole lot in this world. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, man. He wants that motherfucking win in Australia, in Tafa's backyard. It's not going to happen for him, though. He's still going to be wanting it when he wakes the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Lee versus Pratts. You can give me Pratts, man. You can give me Pratts. And you can give me Pratts most likely by unanimous decision, man. You know what I mean? He might find a submission inside the distance if, you know, Lee is overly aggressively shooting from far out for the takedowns and just telegraphing takedowns because he's not liking how it's going on the feet. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's very possible that maybe Pratts could sink in a submission. Maybe he clips him and gets him out of there on the feet in the striking department. But in my personal opinion, Lee's pretty fucking tough, man. You know what I mean? So I could see Pratts beating him the fuck up for 15 minutes. Just bumblebeeing his face the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And sending him the fuck home looking crazy. You know what I mean? Just fucked up, one eye shut. The other one just basically got a slit in it. You understand what I'm saying to you? And just fucked up, man. Because he's tough. Some motherfuckers' toughness and durability is a detriment to their careers, man. You know what I mean? And that may very well be the case for Lee on Saturday night, because I don't know if Pratts gets him out of there. He could catch him and clip him. Lee's tough, man. You know what I mean? Pratts can crack, though. Like I said, he could submit him if Lee's, you know, hurt and shooting out of exhaustion and fear from what's happening in the striking. You understand what I'm saying to you? But either way you look at it, it's Pratts. Ty versus Biggie Boy. I'm rocking with Biggie Boy, man. I'm rocking with Biggie Boy, man. All these motherfuckers from Australia, all these Aussies, no matter how much that shit's going on in the motherfucking crowd, no matter how much motherfuckers want them all to just clean sweep the board, they not all winning, man. They not all fucking winning. And Ty's one of the ones I got losing, man. Is there a night where he catches and clips Biggie Boy and disconnects him from his consciousness? This is heavyweight MMA, and if anybody can do it, Ty can do it. You understand what I'm saying to you? The same can be said from the other side of things, though. Biggie Boy could clip him and disconnect him from his consciousness. But if Biggie Boy wins via KO, TKO, in my personal opinion, it's going to be from top position, ground and pound, you know what I mean, after he secures the takedown. Because that's what I think he's going to do. That's the route I believe he's going to take. You know what I'm saying? It's going to start on the feet. Biggie Boy has the reach. I think he's going to string a couple together, you know, a couple strikes together, a little combination, work his way in close, and then get tied to the ground. Then he's just going to pound on him a little bit until he can slip that motherfucking forearm under the chin and choke him the fuck out, man. You know what I mean? And if that opportunity doesn't present himself, then he'll just motherfucking flatten him the fuck out, lift the fuck up, while ties on his belly and just pound the side of his motherfucking temples. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. And Ty can't do anything about it because he's on his belly. All he can do is reach up, and the ref's going to have to stop the fight, man. Nobody's going to like it, but that's how I'm calling that one, man. Gamr versus Hooker. Hooker's another one that's catching an L, man. He's not going to be able to stop Gamrot's game. Gamrot's going to do what he want to do in there with Daniel Hooker, man. You feel me? And there is a night where Gamrot catches, clips, and disconnects Hooker from his consciousness, knocks him out, and secures his victory inside the distance via KO TKO, because motherfuckers get to worrying so much about his takedowns, and the motherfucker be reaching down like this, but then throwing up head kicks, you know what I mean? So you get caught with some old off the wall, out the woodwork shit that you just didn't see coming because you worried about that takedown that he's already secured, you know, 3 out of 7 on you, you know what I mean? And racked up 2 minutes of motherfucking control time. It's only a 15-minute fight, you feel me? You get to worrying about them takedowns too much, and it opens up everything up top and everything in between for this motherfucker to just get off some of those, you know, out the woodwork kind of shots he be throwing, man. It's Gamr all day long for me, man. Via unanimous decision, via submission, via KO TKO, man. It's Gamr. Kai versus Steve. It's two Aussie boys right here that got to face each other, man. And unfortunately for Kai Car France, Steve Ursag's going to put it on him, man. Steve Ursag's going to put it on him. Absolutely everywhere, in my personal opinion, man. That motherfucker's just, he's good. He's good, man. He's good. I had him, you know, I was on the wrong side of him when I had him fighting for the belt in the main event. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. I had him on that fight, too. I don't believe I'll be on the wrong side of this one, though. You know what I'm saying? I think he gets through Kai Car France, and I'm not gonna say relatively easy, but he could make it look relatively easy. He pops, man. This motherfucker pops. He got some pop in his shots. He can fucking crack. You understand what I'm saying to you? Deceptively fast, too. And on point. The accuracy, his precision is nice, man. His IQ, something to be respected, man. Solid all around. Both of them are. But I got Steve taking this one. Main event, Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanaya. Give me Dricus, man. Give me Dricus to just be too much for him. Just be too much for him. He gonna put it on him, in my personal opinion. He gonna put it on him, and he gonna get him out of there, inside the distance, man. It's a night where Izzy catches him and clips him with a nice counter hook. But I believe Dricus knows that, like all of us know that, and he's not gonna leave that opportunity open for him to do so. Dricus is gonna apply that pressure. He's going to go for them takedowns, and he's going to secure them takedowns. And when he gets those takedowns, he's going to be actively working to put him in compromisable positions, searching for the submission, or just, you know, ground and pound him out silverback style. You know what I'm saying? Ralphie style from the Christmas Story. Just ratchet, 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 ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Just pound him the fuck out, man. He don't like the boy. And his pressure, his durability in his own right, you know what I'm saying? And his wrestling, his grappling, because that's what he's going to use. I believe he's more physically imposing of the two. He's more physically, you know, he's the stronger out of these two. So when he grabs a hold of Izzy, Izzy's going to soon realize that as he's on his way down to the ground. And as it's not so easy for him to get up off of the mat, he's going to be realizing it more. And while that's happening, there's going to be knees to the midsection, you know, punches to the temple, elbows, man. Dricus is going to be working. He's going to be working, man. And, you know, unfortunately, Izzy had his time. It happens to them all, man. You know what I'm saying? It happens to them all. Izzy had his run. And then that individual that caused him problems outside the UFC came into the UFC and caused him problems inside the UFC. He was able to secure 1 or 2 more victories, and then shit just gonna start to look bad, man. He'll win the fights he should win, and the ones that are questionable, he's most likely gonna lose, man. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna call him out like, you know, Chuck. Chuck had that problem, man. Chuck was that guy in the UFC, man. Went on over there to Pride. Got pounded the fuck out by Rampage. I mean, his corner threw the fucking towel in. The elbows Rampage was dropping on this man's midsection over there in that motherfucking Japanese arena or wherever the fuck it was over there Pride was doing. Man. Chuck came right on back over here into the UFC and went right on back to motherfucking, you know, kicking ass and doing what the fuck he do. And then Rampage came on over here. And that was that with that, my friends. You know what I'm saying? Disconnecting from his consciousness, man. And then this man won like 1 out of his last 8 fights or something stupid like that, man. Like, come on. He lost the decision to Keith Jardine, man, after that knockout loss, man. Then he got knocked out by Rashad. And then he, I mean, like, fucked up what happened to Chuck, man. And I don't want to see it happen to Izzy, man. His time is over. At least in this division, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? Individuals that he's just not necessarily going to be able to do what he want to do with, man, or going to let him skirt around the outsides of the motherfucking cage, man, and get off his game. So it's Dricus for me, man. You know what I'm talking about? Jesus, Song, Tom, Jack, Luana, Ricardo, Tafa, Los, Biggie Boy, Gamr, Steve, Dricus. That's that with that.